I gotta. Can somebody search it on the phone what the country is called?
Timer for.
I don't have my phone on me. Can I use your phone to find it out?
Find what?
I want to find the country's name. Can't remember. And the funny part is I can't even move to that country because I'm not a scientist.
Timer for 25 minutes.
Richest country.
Okay.
It's not even listing it as a country. Country with monetary value. Rum.
Did you find it?
No, I'm trying to find the country's name. Yeah, I didn't find it. That's my answer. So this country that I was talking
Oh, yeah.
about,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where it's based.
So you're saying it's somewhere in the US?
Somewhere around US, I think.
Okay.
I might
In the
be wrong.
US or around it?
I think in the US, something like that. It's like
Okay.
not exactly a country. You might wouldn't qualify for the country, but you can say that land belongs to them, so they have decided to
Okay.
call it a country, kind of a thing, right?
Oh.
And it was started by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
Oh, okay. Go on.
He started this currency in Holland, and the Dutch government has approved it. So it doesn't. The search that I'm doing doesn't even show the country where it is,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Oh yeah, so it's based in Iowa,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's called
course.
it's called the Maharishi Vedic City. So it's like a small little city. But yeah, everybody's freaking smart there. Everybody is like they're neuroscientists and all sorts of scientists,
Yeah.
like-
Just really smart people.
astronaut kind of like smart, whatever, crazy people, crazy smart people. They live there and they follow the rules of Lord Ram, like
Yeah.
Ramayan, that whole way, and they believe that it completely coincides with science, and it makes so sense that the teachings of Lord Ram are so in touch with Ramayan, like in today's science. So they decided to follow that footsteps, and that's how they go about.
Wow. So it's a mixture of science and religion.
Yeah.
Like that's what the smartest people in the world probably have done.
Yeah.
I think it's genius.
It is. It is pretty. It's pretty
it's
genius.
it's literally the middle of science and they figured out.
So are they trying to
Wow.
prove, like, are they trying to prove their science compared to, like,
No. They're just regular scientists who probably work for NASA or like here and there. But these are citizens of this country,
Yeah.
and they live in harmony, and they have beliefs of Ramayana, and they believe that every scientific fact that was in Ramayana and all the teachings and way of living life is actually true because it's actually getting proved by science, and being scientists themselves, they
Yeah.
have tried and implemented it, and it had turned out to be true. So they're like,
That is really
probably that's the thing,
fascinating.
right? Yeah.
Because
okay.
I think another question would be how much of religion is actually affecting their scientific discoveries and research in a community like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Like if that comes the case, if you take, for example, if you were to pull out like Egyptian history,
Yeah.
right? Like how their belief in like
Pharaohs,
their
the
gods
moon.
and pharaohs and everything, how it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
It was so precise that scientists are now like wondering how could they know something that we needed a telescope for, or we needed this device for.
Yeah.
And they were able to do it with naked eye. Or like in India, when they say like oh yeah, they had the knowledge of geometry like before we even could figure out like
Yeah.
what triangle is or what a
Yeah.
circle is, right? So all this, that's I think what they're trying to do is when they have these many facts and knowledge and these old script like descriptions of stuff that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, why don't we put it in our modern science
Got
and
it.
see like where it goes, right?
Oh, you're saying that's how the
Yeah.
approach is? Okay.
And
Okay.
you think it's going to be 100% honest though with the answer?
No, it depends, right? It's they're scientists, they experiment, it's trial basis, right?
Yeah.
Trial and error.
But like Joshua was saying about like the bias because of the religion involved in it.
How much of that influences your...
Yeah, they're not going to skew the result like, oh, it was off by this much, but
Yeah.
But you know
still
what?
close enough.
With how good they are with like the way they're following the religion, and if they're following the footsteps of Ram, that teaches you honesty and unbiasedness. You lead with the point of doing things
But
the way it's
shouldn't you
supposed
do
to done,
that
but also always
regardless?
question it. Don't always stand for
Yeah,
the
isn't
wrong.
that like a part of the job?
Yeah.
It's, yeah, but if it is also in the religion,
You don't need a doctrine to tell you
No.
like how to properly do it.
No, but like you're saying it as a scientist, if he's biased by religion, but the religion says not to be biased,
Okay. I see what you're saying.
right? So you
Yeah.
will follow.
I think what you're saying is a lot of the human characteristics personas come from the religion part of things, and whereas the emotional thinking and the intelligence come from the scientific part of things.
Kind of not
Yeah.
too. Like for example, let's take for you were studying some ancient religion that doesn't exist anymore, and there was a picture of like some flying object.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, there's a
How do
flying
you
object.
interpret that? Yeah.
Like there were flying objects. Like what can we do? What did it look like? There'll be descriptions about it.
Correct.
And you're like, okay, fine. Scientifically, it said that it had wings. Fine, we'll try and make wings. It said it had a tail. We'll put a tail.
Mm.
Make it look like a bird. That's the main focus. And then they actually put it in. It's just like taking descriptions and
Interesting.
taking that whole viewpoint and then
Yeah.
adding it scientifically. It's not like you can't just pick it up and take it.
So you're saying that I can't just come up with the idea of a plane until I'm motivated by an external factor. For example,
Yeah.
religion or general
Yeah, like,
observation of a
If
bird.
you're not a religion
Yeah.
believer, that is the perfect way to
Interesting.
explain it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
And if you take it as per religion basis, like me as a Hindu, I can talk about
Mm-hmm.
that and say that what they're basing it is like they lived in a smart world.
Yeah.
They knew everything. They had the knowledge of the worlds. And then, what do you call it?
Yeah, where down the line did we mess up? Or
No, like
here's
the
what
whole
I think.
world reset, right? Like
Yeah.
everything was destroyed and then humankind started again. That's what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing is, right?
don't
Like
know.
doomsday happens and then that's how it is in Ramayana. Like, of course, like Pralay had come, that era ended and then the newer era started and the stories continue with it. That's the thing. So
Interesting. So I think with the with most of the Christian background, I think it's like the first wipeout would be like the great what was that guy?
plague.
No, not the plague.
Oh, the
Noah and
flood?
the ark. Yeah, the flood.
The Great Flood.
The great
Yeah.
flood that happened. That was about it. And yeah, I think some of the facts science proved it. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More or
they-
less.
They knew that. Like I think
There was a
around
flood.
over time. Yeah, there was a flood.
But the story does go. So here's the thing: is the story of Noah true or the flood story true? Do I just take the flood as it really happened, or do I attach Noah's story to the flood too? You know what I mean?
You know, I can give a scientific explanation for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's what the mind wants to soothe itself with,
Yeah.
right? You just, if you are living in a world where you like believe in God like a lot,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden like floods and everything is happening, and you like, God, like what did I do wrong that you're doing this to me? And you just don't want to lose your faith that you create this imaginary picture around the whole thing.
yeah,
Or like he sent a savior for us, and he took us on board. He took everybody on board and took us to a new land, and God
Correct.
saved us. Right?
Yeah.
So you can take it both ways.
yeah.
It can actually would have happened, or it is a person's perception. Even though if he was not religious, if he just believed like, how could nature do this to me?
Yeah.
And nature sent a boat to save you.
Correct.
Yeah. So
It's
You never
pretty
know.
fascinating though, yeah.
yeah.
Because both the story, it's also, I don't like the fact that they always have to be linked. They might have been a flood, but it always doesn't have to be linked to the story of Noah,
Yeah.
or either way around.
Mm-hmm.
Or probably Noah was their neighbor. Saved the guy.
Yeah.
Saved his pets and his animals too.
Yeah,
And
I
then
guess
it just
so.
became a story from there.
Yeah, I just have a feeling like for example, like humans as species, we have always survived.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happened throughout,
Yeah.
Just
Life finds a way.
it's
As they
so
said
crazy to
in
think
Jurassic
about it. Yeah,
Park.
like
Wow.
there was this. I watched this. So Zahir Hawass is
Mhm.
like this ancient. No, he's not ancient, but he does a lot of these archaeological finds in Egypt.
Yeah.
So he recently released like this new documentary on his new findings for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So in Egypt, what happens is you have to dig only for a particular time in a year. Like for example, only 9 months,
Mm-hmm.
and in the 9 months you have to do something on the surface. Otherwise, like the winds, the sandstorms,
It's going to
keep-
be starting
yeah,
from
it
zero
just starts
again.
from
Yeah.
like I think November to Jan or something like
Mhm.
that. But anyway, in the documentary, what he says is there is so much of lost communication,
Mhm.
but somehow the human species has survived. It's fascinating,
Mhm.
right? Do you like just understand this? Like the concept of an entire civilization, we don't even know how the hell did we ever come to this stage?
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy. Like to not know about that. We understood like how the earth works and this and that, but you see the gap in the timeline. We have no idea who was there like a couple of thousand years ago.
Or
Yeah, it just got
Mhm.
integrated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
or there's a portal to another dimension, and these things just swept and came to our world and just
Yeah.
landed where it is, and the humans here just took it over.
Oh.
We just came from another place. No.
This is the crazy talking.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that documentary was pretty insane.
But you know what I feel? People were really, really smart at that time.
Yeah.
Probably they were. Probably they had all these flying saucers or whatever
Yeah.
they had at that point.
Mm.
And then probably something happened
Yeah.
that wiped all this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And then just life began again. Because
Yeah.
you said humans find a way to live.
Yeah, humans find a way to live. It's but
Or
that's
like
another
a game,
thing.
they made clones out of us.
You're watching
And
too
the
much
clones
ancient
survived.
aliens.
I don't think so. A lot of people had time for different things. Maybe that is why they survived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like human species, like as you kept on evolving, like they
From
probably
monkeys?
didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of other things, which might eventually destroy the human species. Like for example, before the only I think when a person wakes up in like the hundreds, 2000s, whenever the Romans,
Mhm.
I think his only mind was to go to work, get money, and come back. Survival, basically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do you think that's probably evolved now?
No, it's still the same. Get up, survive, make money.
Well, we have similar routines. I don't
Yeah.
think that's ever really changed.
But in the end, you're just still working to eat.
yeah,
So you're saying it's the same. It's the same, but just a different
Yeah.
variation of.
Just a different
The
way of
past.
doing.
Mm.
Probably he went out and played with his friends too. You go
Ah.
here for clubbing and enjoy. They went out for music and drinks too.
Yeah.
You do that
yeah,
as
they
well.
did.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
taverns where they could like go watch people dance and drink and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So you agree
Yeah.
there is like some transition of
Yeah.
certain habits, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, of
So
course.
what do you think that has transformed from like the Egyptian side of things to current lifestyles? We all agree that
Specifically
there is,
Egyptians?
there are certain habits, certain things that have transferred from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think has like come from there?
Slavery.
Okay, so here's let me blow your mind. This is what I think.
Mhm.
I think it's architecture.
Okay.
I think the way the use of tools, etc., and to build this is just my thought, but yeah, I think architecture is probably one of the key things that has come down.
Well, I would say yes.
And it has
I
influenced the
would
whole world.
say it has actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just the unknown that's keeping it going. Like how could it happen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating.
But that's the thing. The pyramids are so famous
yeah.
that they are a big thing. But there are so many temples in India. They have like
Yeah.
big ton stone, just one single holding on like pillars that can't even hold it. Like how does that happen? There's like so many places in other countries that I've like read and heard about. Like it's just humanly impossible. Like those Easter Islands.
Oh yeah.
How did those heads
How did
go?
that happen?
Yeah. So all it's just not those.
Yeah.
There are so many things that is the excitement that keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like from the Egyptians, just the whole mystery around it. Like, how did they
Yeah.
know about about the
The stars and the moons
stars?
and the
Yes.
yeah sun.
I'm becoming rare today. I can't remember my stuff. Yeah, all that
yeah.
and water and cultivation. How did they know in like?
I'm
at that
so
point
I'm
time?
actually glad you said that because there's so much of architecture
Mhm.
that actually depends on the alignment of the earth.
Yep.
Mhm.
It is like that's where I'm like I was blown away. I'm like what? It's the most simplest thing, but the
Mhm.
once it like registers in your brain, it's like holy crap.
Yeah. Which is, it is really amazing.
Yeah.
I have to ask you a question. Have you seen like Indian temples which have like that square, like almost a square at the top,
Yeah.
and then they have like 3 holes
I-
or 6 or
Yeah,
7
yeah,
holes
yeah,
in
yeah.
between?
I think so. Yeah.
You know why that's there?
No.
It's like the movement of the sun
No.
from rising to like setting.
Oh my god.
So after 12 o'clock, you can actually like see it set.
Okay, I did not know
So
that.
it's like perfectly angled in a way that you will always see the sun setting through those things.
Okay, that is pretty
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that they used to do like years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know
sorry,
the sun
centuries ago.
does tilt as per the equator, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
How do they know
they
it?
were able to like point it perfectly.
It's pretty crazy. But yeah, now we're pretty involved with people's pronouns. I find that also hilarious. what a turn! What a change! like
But now that you're bringing that thing, I want to mention this to you. Now that you said that in like Christianity, how the whole doomsday will begin by like floods and everything happening. That's going to be the apocalypse, right?
yeah,
But in Hinduism, it's similar. So according to us, we're living in Kali Yuga. This era is called the Kali Yuga, which is supposed to be really, really horrible.
okay,
It's going to be the worst of everything that has existed. And it's been going on for like millions of years now. And there's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 million years to go or something like that.
oh okay,
So it's going to take such a downhill turn. So right now we're still at a point like we're super religious. This is the time in the Kali Yuga that people are religious and want to stick to their faith and want to go
Oh.
on with it. What will come about after this is people will start leaving religion behind,
I think that's happening. Yeah,
right? So they start leaving religion behind to a point that they despise religion.
yeah,
And then there'll come a time when there's nothing but hatred in the world.
yeah,
And that's when like there's diseases, there's everything going on. The nature doesn't exist. You've destroyed everything to a point that nothing can like survive anymore.
got it.
And that is the time when human starts eating human itself. And that's the end of it, like
That's it.
the whole thing.
I still feel humans will survive.
They'll survive. Life resets.
Yeah.
The energy lives, the soul lives forever.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, if humanity takes that path, it would be interesting. I don't know.
Look at it.
I don't
right?
think so.
It's actually turning that way. People are super religious at this point. To the point, like, even if
I
you
think people are losing religion.
they
right
are
now.
going
It's a
towards
decline.
it, but at this point, still, like, religion is super high.
Yeah, yeah,
People are just still preaching about it. People are fighting over it to
Mm-mm.
make it live, right? And there's still movies made on religion till date.
yeah.
But yeah, after this, they'll start degrading, right? So, you can already see that. And Kali Yuga is coming because, like, all these mental cases, people are becoming normal.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the schools and everything being more liberal, it's already getting into the kids
Yeah.
that religion is probably not really important. But yeah, I just feel religion brings certain set of values and integrity to a person,
I know, truly, it does.
which probably is really valuable when you do really important work for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, being a doctor or doing some research or things like that.
Goes back to that country. Why are
Yeah.
they living peacefully and nicely? Because they
Yeah.
have adapted to use both.
Yeah, religion and
they know what intelligent person looks like. They don't
Yeah.
have time for wasting
Yeah.
it on like stupid things like I want to be a carrot today.
oh, here's an interesting one. Do you think that's why Israel is like leading in military tech and AI tech and any IT tech, which is probably the future of humanity? Did you know that? And did you
No.
also know that Israel is like really religious?
Yeah, we knew
Because
like
they're all
Israel
Jews.
is- yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's kind of connected. Like, we just spoke about it.
They were like, we better get on this game, otherwise
crazy.
history might not repeat
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, they were in captivity with Hitler for a long time to remember that.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Experiments and stuff, actually.
Yeah, they've been through a lot.
This
Crazy.
is a really dark joke. I shouldn't have done it.
What? It's
I
Oh, you
said,
were doing a joke.
yeah,
mean it.
but it's mean. I'm not going to do it. It's bad.
yeah.
If I was a comedian, I would have.
Yeah.
Big deal then.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Why is it taken so badly when you're sitting like in a group of people of color and a white person says a joke that might be something in this reference and it's taken so offensively, and then you
yeah,
can go on a stage and say whatever you want and people are like ha 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 because we paid to come and watch you
Yeah.
make fun of us.
Yeah. I wish. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. It's pretty. I don't know why though.
Yeah. Don't you feel like oh, wow, okay, he's just on
He's
his
running.
Okay.
runs.
Cool.
Yeah, he got to utilize his energy. So, no, like, where were we?
Like we have a different.
Being
Person
able to
of
say
color?
certain things.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's like so much racism and everything, but don't you think like we're wasting too much time in hating each other for petty things,
Oh yeah. 100%.
right? Like, those videos that's been going on, like some Karen and Kevin's getting offended because some white person wore Japanese or Korean or
Oh,
Indian
yeah.
dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hello, it's none of your business. The person who gave them the dress, all the other Japanese in that chat are like, oh wow, looks amazing, looks good.
And you're the
Who
one
the
with the
hell are
problem.
you? At that point, you're racist to say that you do not want to accept their culture.
Yeah.
That was like I told you with my friend there, where
Yeah.
a friend of his owns a bakery
Okay.
in England, and he had like these certain days or whatever where he would have dal, and he would make naan and stuff too.
Amazing. Yeah.
And
Not naan, he was making roti.
or sorry, yeah, roti.
Okay.
And here he actually got dinged by people online saying that he's what's that word? Cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
And
was
he's not allowed to do that because he's white. He should not be able to make that. He can't make roti. He can't make dal.
What's the problem?
So these were women who went into his store, I believe.
Yeah, they must
something
have
like
went
that.
there. Or
Oh.
Anyhow,
Crazy.
now he's selling dal with bread.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Those ladies didn't even know our culture properly to even ban the right stuff.
They're
If you were
okay.
doing it, ban
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
apparently.
offended with dal and bread now.
Apparently, the whole reasoning came down to the fact that they didn't have an issue with him making dal. He could make that. But it was the fact that he was a white baker making Indian bread.
Oh, got it. That is so weird.
That
Yeah,
is so.
he
It's like
can't
me
make
cooking
that.
Chinese food.
No, it doesn't even make sense. You go to a place that is making Chinese noodles and
Yeah.
Chinese wontons, for example.
Yeah.
And you go say, no, he can't make noodles, but wontons are okay.
Yeah. Okay, that is, yeah. I see the point.
If you were so serious about it, you should have done both. Know your history properly and know your stuff properly to actually go tell the guy something.
Exactly.
And secondly, who the hell are you? I like him making dal and roti. I don't have a problem. I'm happy that some baker is actually putting out my Indian stuff in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Why
He's
not?
making it like a global thing. Good. Why?
Oh,
you
is
know-
he now famous? This guy?
No. Like I would just be happy. Like my neighbor is a baker
Oh,
and
in
he has a
that
shop
sense.
and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
selling Indian food. Of course. Why will I be offended? Indians love white people doing their stuff. They enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't take that away. Because the whole point that I say this is because Britishers came to us, gave their culture, gave their clothes,
we
gave
gotta
their
cut.
food,
Yeah.
and went. But
We got to cut. Yeah, I know.
ah, my best point of the whole thing, I want to say it.
There's like a time thing.
I need to say it before I lose that, and then we'll eat food. That's the only